And 3, 2, 1, action. Good evening, YouTube. Today we are doing a live review of Once Upon a Time, Season 4, Episode 7, The Snow Queen. I have Joe Tromba here from Agree to Disagree with Me. We did a review of Once Upon a Time, Season 3 on Friday, and we did every other episode of Season 4 as well, and we'll be on his channel next week for the 2-hour event. But today, or this evening, we're on The Snow Queen, written by Adam and Eddie, our Once Upon a Time executive producers and creators. Hello, Joe.
My Trumbolgs out there, welcome back to Other Robert, and welcome back to this Once Upon a Time Season 4, Episode 7 review of The Snow Queen. And as Rob said, written by the main producers and everything, I'm just going to get right into it. I strongly disliked the episode. I thought this was the worst episode of the season.
Okay, I didn't think it was the worst one. The worst one was The Apprentice, but that's because I don't like Rumple, but okay.
Yeah, this just lacked any kind of interest from me.
The flashback wasn't interesting, or it wasn't that cool, and then what's happening in Storybrooke is a kind of a mess up, is messing everything up.
Yeah, I mean, they're too fixated on the whole she wants a family and the whole ribbon thing. I mean, that was cheesy.
Oh my God, thank you. The second the girl said, "Oh, let's have ribbons and bind us as sisters," I'm like, really?
Yeah, and then
we'll never do that ever.
And then when he said, give me your, wristbands, and they're like, no, you can't do that. Why? And then she's like, why? It's a symbolism. I'm like, okay, exactly.
It's lame. It's lame, and like they didn't even glow. I don't know. They didn't glow or anything. I did like that we at least know what happened to Helga and the sister that we didn't know what happened to her.
Yeah, and I mean we understand the root of her evil ways. I guess her her motives.
I would call them evil. I would call them more just disgruntled.
Misunderstood, disgruntled.
No. See, we understand her though. Like, there's no misunderstanding with this woman. She's just angry.
Misunderstanding in that we don't relate to the character. So we misunderstand the character because we can't relate to her because of her situation, what happened to her. So,
well, last I checked, I didn't murder either of my sisters, and I don't think you did either. So.
Right, so we can't relate to her, and that's why she's.
And we also didn't get trapped in a magical urn by the other sister.
Whoa! Don't include me in that one. That's speak for yourself.
A magical urn? Did you destroy it when you came out?
I'm not going to get into that story.
Well, 3, 2, 1, action. Good evening, YouTube. Today we are doing a.
Oh, you watching us?
I don't even know why it started. That was an accident. Anyway, dropped me in a magical urn because that was a really horrible, grievous error on my part.
Yeah, I don't know. This episode just wasn't that compelling. The 2-hour season 8 episode, season 4 episode 8 episode looks intriguing next week. This just felt very much like filler. So.
We talked about this a little while ago, and the show is like trying to make everything Frozen-centric right now.
Right.
And okay, it really is becoming Frozen-centric because we have the Duke of Weaseltown now, or Wesselton, in the show, and he acted exactly as he did in the movie when he was dancing with one of the sisters. And it's like, why even bring him back? Just leave him alone. Just let that character go. He was a fake character for Frozen. And then in Storybrooke, we'll talk about the events, but the final events of the movie where Emma runs away. I mean, just have Emma cast in Eternal Winter on Storybrooke. Make her the new Elsa. That's what it's doing. It's turning her into Elsa. I'm surprised if the instrumental to Let It Go doesn't play next episode.
Oh wow. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm surprised they haven't tried at least to really shoehorn any of that in.
I mean, the phrase has been said quite a bit. Let it go.
Yeah. The phrase has, but they haven't, gone into. Do you think they'll start saying? Do you think they're going to get to that point?
I don't think they'll ever sing because I just don't think the show. I think the show would actually suffer from a musical number in it. But
I 100% think that. Yeah.
however, it wouldn't shock me if Emma has a monologue with that music in the background.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Oh God.
this we're fans of the show. Anyone who is watching, we do really like the show, and we will be doing every one of these episodes at least for four, just because we don't know what's going to happen with five, because it could end up being really bad.
Right.
Yeah, but we're going to finish at least four. I promise that. And the let's talk about what I saw that you didn't catch.
Oh my God. Yeah. What?
No. Now, when the sisters are in Rumpelstiltskin's castle, and he says, "Give me your ribbons, and I'll give you the urn and the gloves." There's a hammer behind the three girls, shown twice. The hammer has runic writing on it. What big hammer, Joe, do we know has runic writing?
Thor's hammer.
Mjolnir has runic writing on it. And Asgard was also referenced in the episode I didn't like, which was The Apprentice. So
Wasn't there a reference last week as well?
there probably was. I can't keep track anymore.
I think there was a small reference. Yeah.
Anyway, so now the hammer is
Uh,
actually there. The hammer is there. Right? In season one, Regina said Ariel, like she didn't say her name, but she referenced Ariel, and then boom, season three, we get Ariel. The hammer is there. Thor might be coming.
yeah, I mean, they have to at this point. I mean, the references, like you said, the hammer being there, it's starting to become more and more prevalent, and it's there. Like you're saying, the hints are there.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just expecting that. I forget the way Thor is set up. I'm just expecting that big portal to open up, and we have Thor kind of walking around with the hammer at the end of the Thor finale now.
oh God, I can't tell you how much I would not like that. I understand they have the property and everything. Keep that to Agents of Shield and all that. Don't start bringing that stuff into Once Upon a Time.
Once is owned by Disney. Disney owns half the fields of entertainment now. So it's just
Disney owns everything at this point.
they're gonna own everything. They
Disney
really are.
makes money faster at this point than they could physically print if they were printing money.
Yeah, no. I mean they've acquired Marvel. They've acquired Star Wars, which has been referenced in the show too. They own
Just not as much, and like you said with Thor's hammer, it's becoming more and more.
yeah. At least there hasn't been a late.
They're getting bigger. The hints are getting bigger.
The hammer was massive, might I add. Like I caught it right away, and I was like, no, that can't be there, because if it's not Chris Hemsworth, who will it be? Because he's
Oh
busy.
God.
He's busy. It's like we talked about this with Jack Sparrow in season 3. Like if it's not Johnny Depp, it's not Jack. If it's not Tom Hiddleston, it's not Loki.
Yeah. I'm scared. I'm truly scared.
I'm scared too. I am scared of this show.
Yeah. So I mean,
All right.
overall, we pretty much summed up. Like we weren't. It sounds like you agree with me that I personally just wasn't a fan of this episode. The flashbacks with what's going on with Emma.
All right. Let me rant about this for a second. Emma is not Elsa. She's never been Elsa. She has stuff in common with Elsa, but will
So
never be.
should she let it go?
She has nothing to let go. That's the problem. She can control her power. She just got upset. Any show we've seen with magic, it's tied to your emotions. All you gotta do is just calm yourself down, and she'll be fine. Like she just got angry. She doesn't have to let anything go, except her upsetness. That's not a word.
Yeah, it's all mind tricks. We're starting to see more and more with the mind tricks, like with Rumple and Hook with the hand.
Okay, speaking of Rumpelstiltskin, what do you think she whispered to him?
Oh, with how much enjoyment he got out of it, I was assuming like kill your like mortal enemy. So I was thinking like kill Hook.
I'm thinking it's kill someone as well, or take the heart of someone, like in that regard.
Yeah, and I'm assuming it's Hook because the two of them, it's getting to a boiling point.
Right now, I can tell you it's not going to be like go kill the savior because the Snow Queen wouldn't let that happen because she loves Emma.
Right, and that kind of brings us back to an awkward kind of agenda that Selena had that we talked about in the season three. Season 3B was really awkward in that her issue wasn't with Emma, and this one it's her issue's not with Emma either. She likes Emma. She wants to be friends with Emma. So it's
No
like
one has an issue with Emma except Regina in season one, and that issue's gone.
yeah,
That
but in a way, Peter Pan kind of did because she was stepping in the way of he wanted Henry. So I mean, in a way, you can kind of get at it. But I mean,
I,
this is
I disagree.
so the opposite. This is she wants to be friends. That is the villain wants to be friends with the main character. That's think about it. That's the story driving the show right now.
I know. If the villain or if the Snow Queen was truly um, evil, but she's not evil at all. Like it says on like her Wikipedia thing that she's a cast as a villain. She's not a villain. She's just not evil. And I don't see evil. I just more see crazy. I think being locked in a magical urn, jogs that messes up your mind. But you would know that better than me.
Yeah, I can speak from personal experience. It does. However, that doesn't. It still makes for a very awkward driving storyline, and it's not. It's
You know,
not even really interesting. It's not even like okay, they're going a different approach. It's just not inviting for a story. It's just like where's the danger? We're scared more with Rumpelstiltskin than we are. I know I am at least. I'm scared more by Rumpelstiltskin than I am the Snow Queen.
oh, I'm a lot more scared of what Rumple has in plan because
Even though we know the Snow Queen's agenda, we know that she wants to turn everyone against themselves, all that. I'm still not buying it. I still don't buy her as a villain. I'm scared more of Rumple.
well, what she said to him, where she said, "You want to be free from the daggers, so you can go out into the world." Like, what
Yeah,
does he
yeah,
do?
where did that come from? Does he want to take over the world now? Is that what we're getting to?
I don't ever think he want like at least the Rumple who was the dark one in the Enchanted Forest. He never seemed to want to take over the world. He just liked to mess with people's lives.
I'm scared that we're going to get to a point. Did you ever watch Heroes, the TV show Heroes?
No, no, I didn't. What? Just tell me the reference.
Okay. The way that show ended kind of set them open up out into the world. And
Okay.
that's what I'm afraid is going to happen to this. I'm afraid that one season we're going to get um, them out in the world, and normal people have to deal with these fairy tale characters and everything, and it becomes just that. And that kind of hinted at that, and that Rumple wants to break free and go out, and I'm scared that they're going to do that. I'm scared with so many things right now. I'm
I
scared
think
that Thor's coming. I'm scared that they're going out into the world.
I think I actually think logically with they can only indulge so many good stories, right? Within the Disney canon before the obvious thing could happen, which is going out of Storybrooke. That's
Right.
I mean, we know with 4B, we have Maleficent coming. That's an obvious thing. Like they had a really successful movie, and she's a really powerful villain who they barely touched upon, right? That just makes sense. They screwed Jafar in Wonderland pretty much, so even bringing him back would be difficult. So for like classic Disney movies to bring in with villains and new characters, you really only have maybe Hercules, possibly getting Aladdin, and maybe refreshing Tangled the Princess and the Frog.
The Lion King. They
No,
could humanize.
no, because that would wreck them. We're not humanizing our lions. They're anthropomorphic lions. They're staying in Disney. All right, because hero over here, not coming to Once Upon a Time. I will shut it off if I see Hero in Once Upon a Time.
Hey, we're getting Thor, so
We don't know if we're getting Thor. This is you and I having extreme panic
it's
attack.
becoming more and more prevalent. But I mean, we're just circling around at this point. So
That's okay. That's okay. Uh, because people like to hear the circling, and because there's so many things that could exist in this show. But anyway, my overall point was um, once they do like the next three big ones, and the three big ones I would say would have to be throwing back Aladdin, the Maleficent arc, and I don't know if you agree with me, but I would prefer to see Hercules come back to the show just because Hades is the god of the dead as a villain. Like that would be an amazing twist to the
I,
show.
yeah, I mean that's fine, but that's because I kind of view that as Disney because we grew up,
Right.
we had the Hercules movie and everything. So I mean, we kind of not expect, but we're aware of that.
Right.
So you
But
know,
after those three, like for me, it's sort of like what else will they be doing, you know?
they
And
could get
then
into more fairy tale. I'm trying to think of other fairy tales. The Big Bad Wolf. We could get
well, that Little Red Riding Hood, they did that.
Little Red Riding Hood. Wasn't she just?
Oh, Three Little Pigs, I guess, with Big Bad Wolf.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like the Big Bad Wolf actually being a bad guy and really getting into that maybe, and having the Three Little Pigs, something like that. I'm trying to think of straight up fairy tales because that's where this show is the best. I think is with the fairy tale characters, and the show's kind of lost that along the way. Not that I'm saying season four is weak. I like season four. However, I think that was really just the crux of the show. So
Or you know what they could do?
what's that?
Dracula. You know, I want to suck your blood.
Or they could just not ever do that. That would be great. So.
You know how I feel about that. You know I don't want that. I'm just saying, like that's another thing I wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, I mean, okay, we're talking about all these things we don't want to show. We're getting way off topic.
All right.
This episode, what'd you think overall? Summing up everything we had to say here. Overall,
Wait, what?
overall, just thought about this
Overall,
episode.
all right. Flashback was weak because the bond between the sisters is like the girls who were the actors in the beginning of it wasn't cool, and then when they're all grown ups and they're sharing a bedroom.
Especially with Snow
Elizabeth,
Queen's like 45.
yeah, she's significantly older than the other two. It looked like, and she's there on a
And they're
single.
having like a slumber party.
Yeah, and she just looks. She is, but like she really looks a lot older than the other two. So like she doesn't fit even more so than that. And then the whole Rumple still skin thing that went on with that. We talked about that. That was lame. But at least we figured out the urn. Like he was the one that had it. So he's just a big liar.
Right. Well,
So
I mean, we knew that pretty much. So.
I know, but he's just a liar. Like he's a real big
Yeah,
liar.
we see it more and more. Yeah.
So following the whole the Snow Queen accidentally killed her sister Helga and Helga. Anyway, Snow Queen killed her sister Helga. Then Elsa and Anna's mother then traps the Snow Queen in the urn, and then makes Grandpappy make everyone in Arendelle forget the Snow Queen or Helga ever existed. And
Yeah.
that was the flashback. So their mother, I would not call a hero. I call their mother kind of another word.
Yeah. I mean,
It was
we
next.
got we got the obligatory villain backstory this episode. So, and it tied into the Elsa thing, and we see how they're related and all that, and it served that purpose. But I don't see what else really this episode served. It tried to drive the whole Emma situation going forward, and then we saw a drunk Robin Hood.
We didn't talk about that. Let's talk about that for a second. That's actually a big thing. Outlaw Queen. It would literally take a second to discuss.
I don't have much to say. Drunk Robin Hood hitting on Evil Queen. I don't know what's happening here.
You
They
think
haven't even shown the Frozen.
wife?
Yeah, in a long time.
No, they probably don't want to show the body just because it's too sad to look at. So anyway, Marion, she's frozen, and Robin Hood just clearly won't let go of Regina. Ooh, because that was where the Let It Go puns were in this episode.
Yeah. Yeah, Robin Hood sure let go.
No, he's not. Would you let go of Lana?
What?
I said, would you let go of Lana?
No comment.
No comment. See, I just posed the question. I have no answer. All right. Outlaw Queen possibly could be reborn, resurrected, unfrozen, unthawed. I think Marion's just gonna die. I just think I don't think they'll be able to save her, and she'll just die, and that's how that will go.
We'll see.
And then following that, in Storybrooke, we talked about it already. The Snow Queen wants to be captured. She gets captured with the candle that they pulled out of their butts because that had no prevalence at all before. And Elsa, by the way, this is a continuary era. Remember in a couple episodes ago where there was the urn and Elsa couldn't read what was on it?
Yeah.
And now she can read runic writing.
Oh. Yeah.
So, well, when they read the prophecy thing about how it's Emma, Elsa was the one that read that. And
right. I didn't even realize that. Yep. Yeah, good. That's a good point, yeah.
So that's a bad continuity error?
Yeah.
All right,
I said this in the season 3 review. I don't think they look at every detail. I think they just expect a lot of things to be forgotten about.
Oh, see, I'll never forget. I have a horrible memory that I'm gonna nitpick at all these things until it's right and done properly. Snow Queen gets captured. Snow Queen aggravates Emma. Emma blows a hole in the wall. Snow Queen teleports by flicking her hand and moving around, and then Emma knocks down a lamppost.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Lamppost hits her dad. Everyone's like, Emma, you're a monster. And then she's like, no, I'm not a monster. And then runs into her yellow bug. If episode 8 starts off with a shot of like going in like light snow and going into the woods, and all of a sudden we're dun 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 dun. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And she goes, I won't sing it, but if she just thinks or she's talking, Storybrooke is looking white tonight. That's what's gonna happen.
Please. We have a comment too saying it won't be Thor. It'll be a Disney-fied version of Thor, a la Disney's Hercules. We've gotten plenty of gods references during season 3. You just have to divorce from the idea that we're getting a superhero because we're not. We're getting a fantasy story of a god or gods. To that, I would say we're still getting. If that's the case, then we'd still be getting Thor. I still don't. Yeah.
I guess there's Thor is open material. I guess, right?
Yeah, I understand that. I just still don't want Thor. I don't want that character in the show.
No, because
even if it is a Disney-fied version, I don't want a Disney-fied version of Thor.
Well, Hercules got Disney-fied, right? But then Hades is someone I want to see on the show. But I guess myths are open material, kind of like Frankenstein and Dracula are.
Yeah, and in that sense, then yeah, Thor could work. However, I just don't want Thor because there's so many gods. We don't need Thor. Leave Thor for the other. Thor's a big Marvel thing. Leave that with Marvel. You don't need to do that. There's other gods.
Yeah, I think another reason why Thor is being referenced so much is because Thor is a Norse god, and they're in Frozen takes place in Norway.
Oh, okay.
So
that's a strong possibility.
That could be my only understanding of that reference, but I don't know.
Okay, yeah, no, that's a good possibility.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just don't want that portal opening up like the way it did in season 3, and we have Loki and Thor and Odin walking out.
Yeah, well, we had just said a few minutes ago. Let's keep it to the fairy tales. Yeah, let's keep it to that. Like I said, Big Bad Wolf. Let's leave it to stuff like that. I know a similar kind of subject is The Wolf Among Us, which is a video game. I know it's based on comic and everything. And that's a similar concept. They did Big Bad Wolf. They did Bloody Mary. They did Ichabod Crane. They did a lot of cool, interesting kind of characters. They didn't start reaching for the Disney stuff. And I mean, I get it, but you can kind of scale it back. You can take it back once in a while.
Well, my problem is overall not a problem. I don't know if it's a problem, but I don't know if you so much, but a lot of the fairy tales I associate them back to the Disney movies. But there's also a ton that have never been touched by Disney that the show could.
Right. So that would be interesting if that's what the show started doing. I mean, Rumpelstiltskin's, yeah, he was in what, Shrek 4? But
that's not DreamWorks.
What?
That's not Disney.
Right, yeah. No, that's not Disney. I'm saying, though, besides that, we haven't seen Rumpelstiltskin really in... Have you seen him in anything besides Shrek 4?
Animated? I've only seen him in one other thing called Happily Never After.
Okay. Yeah, he isn't a big character, so that's why... Really, why Rumple? That's one of the reasons why he was so interesting at first, was who is this guy? Let's see more about him. That would be great if the show started doing that with more fairy tale characters. Seems like they're getting away from it, but...
Well, right now they're totally going off of Disney alone because the Frozen characters are Frozen.
Right, and hopefully they can scale that back. But we're going into, again, a completely out there kind of...
This show makes us rant. It wrecks our minds.
Okay, right. Let's wrap this up.
All right, I'm totally down for wrapping up. The episode is watchable. I will not actually rate it because I'm going to probably change my opinions. I would say you need to see it just so you can more get the background of Ingrid and Snow Queen, but it's nowhere near the best. 4 has had a couple really good episodes and 2 really bad. Yeah, so that is where this stands. That's where it stands. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm assuming you have nothing else to say, right?
Nope. Just go subscribe to Agree Disagree because we'll be doing another review next week of episode 8, which will hopefully be a lot better. That's gonna be the 2-hour episode.
Yes.
And subscribe. It takes around that much effort to do so.
Yes, and if you are new to the Flannel King over here, make sure to subscribe, and because there will be Once Upon a Time reviews on this channel all the time. And yeah, by the way, both wear flannel. That was not planned.
That was not planned.
So just this much effort to subscribe to Joe. No effort to subscribe to me because it's right there in front of you. Actually, there's a link to go to Joe's channel. So
yeah.
But subscribe. Thank you for everyone for viewing, and we will be back a week from tonight for episode 8. Just 2 hours. So, and 1, 2, 3. Good night.